Hi guys and dolls, how are you? I hope you're doing well, my darlings. I hope you're doing well. I just want to give you an update. Um, as I mentioned in another video, I have a CMC joint issue in my left hand, in my left thumb, and I have arthritis in there, and I've lost cartilage in there, which caused my thumb to slide out of joint, and caused me enough pain that I cannot continue to ignore it. So I will be having that repaired surgically March 2nd. And for those of you who know I have chronic pain, I have chronic pain every single day. There's no day, literally, there is no day that I don't feel pain. But this is out of control. This is just a bit much. So I will be eager to see it gone. Of course, I'll exchange it for a new pain for the surgery, but you know, what can you do? It's called a mini tightrope procedure, and they basically take a fiber wire and they go through, they drill a hole in the thumb and in the index finger, and they put the fiber wire through there, and they have surgical steel buttons that keep the fiber wire in place. In place, and it's actually way stronger than what I've got going on right now. So the arthritis is something that happens as you know, as we get older. Arthrosis is the damage to the bone as a result of arthritis, and then arthritis is, you know, the softening and damage of the bone. So it's just not been a party at all. So anyway, that's what's going on there. I will have surgery March 2nd, and a day after my brother's birthday. Yeah, his birthday is March 1st. So I have two so-called brothers. One of them is the good one, and one is the evil one. The evil one we don't talk about because it's just not a good conversation. Something that was on my mind that I just wanted to mention, but like I said, let me go back. Let me interrupt myself for a second. If you guys want to send me well wishes on March 2nd, I will take them. Okay, love notes, well wishes, I'll take them. Help, you know, write them comments down below. I would appreciate that. Your support would be very much appreciated. One thing, I read something the other day and it triggered me to bring this up, and I'm not going to make this video too long, but I've experienced this in my life just a few times, and unfortunately other people deal with it too. And if you really think about it from a logical perspective, it doesn't make any sense, okay? There's so much in life that just defies logic and reason. People have a tendency, you know, when they ask you about your family life, if it's not a good story, people have a tendency to go, oh. And they look at you differently, and they may treat you differently. Why? Why? Let that person stand on their own with who they are. Don't throw them in the basket with the dysfunctionals, okay, with the societal rejects. Don't throw them in the same basket. That person didn't have a choice what family they were born into and grew up in. They didn't have a choice. And don't automatically, you know, cause them to be treated like they should be ashamed or embarrassed or self-conscious or feel bad that you grew up in that family. If you don't have anything to do with that type of behavior, well then, you know, like I said, let the person stand on their own merits. Don't throw them in the basket. And why are you being weird when they told you the truth? Now, my thing is this. If you don't want to know the answer to a question, don't ask. It's just that simple. If you don't want to know, don't ask. You know? If you can't handle the answer, don't ask. You know, as I've said before, I worked in the medical field, and there's not a lot of happy stories, right? If you're logical, you would know that. And people will press and press and press and press. Tell me a story that stands out in your mind. Tell me a story that stands out in your mind. Well, they're not good stories. Yeah, but just tell me something. And they just push and push and push and push. If you push me hard enough, I'm going to tell you. And then when I tell you, you're going to go, oh, 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 my mom, I got to go. My mom's calling me. I got to go. Don't freaking ask if you don't want to know. If you can't be man enough or woman enough to handle the answer, don't ask the question. Seriously. I'm just keeping it real. Man up or woman up and say, okay, I can handle it. Are you sure? Because it's not going to be pleasant. No, I'm cool. People tell you they're cool. And then you tell them and they freak out. Their whole facial expressions change. I had somebody who's garbage, but anyway, so what else is new in the choices of people you have nowadays, if you want to call them choices. Anyway, we'd gone out and he said, well, he knew that I had a pain disability. He knew that I was disabled. And he said, well, so what are your goals in life? And I said, well, I did them and I became disabled. His whole facial expression changed and he just would not make eye contact with me. Well, let me educate you on something real quick. For people who do that, don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. Don't do it. You don't know if that's going to happen to you. You could be 5 minutes away from being disabled. You could be 2 minutes away from being disabled. You could get disabled tomorrow. A drunk driver hits you. You're walking down the road. Anything can happen to anybody at any given time. And your life will drastically change. So don't be judging people because they have a disability. Let's not be stupid. Like, oh, this person chose to be disabled because they got tired of working. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I decided to have a car accident that almost killed me because I was just sick and dang tired of working. Really? And I'm going to say this real quick. And it's one of those topics that people think they know all the answers to. You don't know the answers unless you have physically gone through it yourself, mentally and physically have gone through it yourself. You have no idea. I don't care how many times you saw someone else go through it. It is not the same thing. I don't really get into the political arena per se. That just does not fascinate me like it does everybody else. Because a lot of them karate chop anything that's going to benefit the middle class person or the person who just doesn't have a ton of money. Anything that's going to benefit us gets chopped down. And then you have somebody from another country who hasn't paid one lick of taxes, and they come here and get the red carpet rolled out for them, and they get free this, free that, free this, free that. Well, what does that tell you? That tells you that your country doesn't have any respect for you. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And if there's hostility and attacks in my messages, I will delete you and block you because I don't want to hear it. These are the facts. And if you don't want to acknowledge the facts because it just hurts your feelings, well, then you need to watch another video. Because everybody who knows me and has watched my videos knows that I'm going to keep it real. However, with all of that being said, so we don't get respect if we were born and raised here, but somebody else coming in will get all the respect and all the money. And a friend of mine talked to somebody who came in from another country and he got $3,000 the minute his plane landed. I don't know what to tell you. Other people have found out that foreigners have, when they got paid, they didn't have to pay any taxes when they got here, and they're not legal yet. So your country doesn't really give a rat's ass about you. With that being said, there are government programs that do benefit people, and they're not afraid to help you if you're middle class or below middle class. So not all government programs are horrible and uncaring, and if you're dying on the street, that's too bad. However, and I'm going to go there, and then I'm not going to talk about it no more, probably. because it's not a comfortable topic. I don't know what the deal is with the state of Missouri and President Trump or somebody, I don't care who, somebody with some power needs to look into the state of Missouri and their lack of awarding disability to people who need it. Missouri is notorious for telling you in so many words or less, hey, go dive into a shark's mouth because we're not giving it to you. They didn't give it to me, and I've got chronic pain every single day. It's not a choice. But you will get disability if you are a drunk. You will get disability if you are a drug head. You will. I was denied for 7 years. A friend of mine's ex-wife got denied. She's fighting for it again, and she's got cancer that is so rare and it's fast growing. It's an aggressive type of cancer that could kill her. She's got lupus in addition to that. She got denied. There was another guy in Missouri that got denied because he has pancreatic cancer, which you know that doesn't result in good things and you recover and life is grand. That's just not how that works. He was denied and he was told, try again in a year and we'll see, how you do. How are you doing? He might not survive a year, but that's what they're hoping for. There was someone that went to my church that I used to go to, and he happens to be brown. So if you're not going to get it as a white person, you're damn sure not going to get it as a brown person. Okay, so let's just get the BS off the table. Let's just keep it real. Let's get to the meat and taters of it. He's brown, and he's a double amputee with cirrhosis of the liver, and he was denied. I don't know what in the hell is wrong with Missouri, but there needs to be a investigation on such a grand scale to find out what in the hell is wrong with the judges here, so-called judges. And the people who are lying and pretending and exaggerating their conditions, well, they get awarded too. And for those who didn't lie, cheat, steal, you are not getting anything. And the way disability works, and I usually don't talk about this, but I don't care because it just keeps happening every so often. I hear about people getting kicked in the teeth who should have gotten disability, myself included, and there's just no reason for it. And somebody else exaggerated their symptoms and they got it and probably had their lunch made for them and had a maid paid for by the government and everything else. It's just totally freaking asinine. When it relates to disability, Social Security disability, the reason doesn't have to make any sense. In fact, more often than not, it's going to be illogical why you didn't get it. One of the reasons why I didn't get it, which is totally illogical, so get ready for your brain to just shrivel up as you hear me say this, because that's how stupid it is. I was told that I was too young to be disabled. Really? Now that's interesting. That's really intriguing, and I'll tell you why. Unless math has drastically changed and nobody told me, I'm older than a baby. A baby is a hell of a lot younger than I am, and they're born with disability. Born with disabilities. So how could I be too young? It doesn't have to be logical. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the government, it's going to be illogical. We don't have to give you an intelligent reason. We just have to give you a reason that we're putting on paper. And Missouri is just really out of control with this, and I'm dead serious. An investigation needs to be conducted. In my particular case, all of my medical evidence was completely ignored because these so-called judges, whatever that means, they are given too much power and nobody supervises them. And that's a dangerous, dangerous situation. Whether it's politicians, your boss on the job, your parents, your grandparents, your dog, whoever, your goldfish. If there's no parameters and there's no boundaries, that's a dangerous situation. It's a very dangerous situation because that person has no one to answer to. So if their so-called superiors are very lax, that's a very dangerous situation. And a lot of people suffer as a result of those decisions. And until you've been through it, basically got denied and told in so many words or less, you're a liar, your doctors are liars, okay? They risked their career to lie for you. Let me stop you right there. I'm not so incredibly amazing that my doctors were going to lie for me and risk losing their medical license. No, I don't think so. Thank you for thinking I'm all that, but I'm so not. So if they documented it, it's probably true. But yeah, there needs to be a massive investigation done, especially for the state of Missouri, because the abuse that we've endured is just indescribable. And I'm still paying the price for it because my ex is still playing games with my finances because he's a malignant narcissist and they just don't care. You're struggling to pay your bills? So what? That doesn't affect me. That's how narcissists are. So unless you've been through it yourself and you've been through the roller coaster, where your emotions are everywhere, every single day for 7 years, do not insult somebody by saying, I know what you went through. I know what you're going through. You don't know shit. Pardon my French. You don't know. Unless you've been through it, you don't freaking know. That's like me telling a rape victim, I know what it's like to be raped because I saw that in a movie once. There was a rape scene. Do you know how offensive that is? Exactly. You don't do that. I had a so-called family member. You saw that expression, right? He was a bailiff in a courtroom. And so now he's an expert on what it feels like to be denied over and over and over again. You're a security guard with a gun. You don't know what it's like. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. And I remember saying to him, unless you've been, I'm trying to control my anger when I was talking to him. And I said, unless you've been through it, you have no idea. And he gets an attitude because he's a narcissist. And he goes, all right. Hello? Imagine you tell somebody whose family member was murdered. Oh, I know what that feels like. I saw it in a movie too. I saw it, I saw Friday the 13th or, whatever horror movie. So I know what that feels like. What in the hell are you even talking about? Are you smoking something? Don't insult people. If you don't know what it is, it's like, don't try to, it's okay to say to a person, I have to be honest with you. I have no idea what that's like. I have to be honest with you. I have no idea. But if there's anything I can do for you, and if you ever need to vent, I'm here for you. There's no time limit on venting. Some people have a time limit too. They say that I'm going to open up to you and I want you to communicate with me, but they have a time limit. So like if you've talked about it 3 times, they're starting to get irritated. If you can't have an open door policy where that person can come and talk to you and there's not a limit, because people don't get over things according to your schedule. They get over things according to what makes them feel better. And through time, hopefully they'll get better. So if you can't truly be there for somebody without limitations, then don't do it. Don't commit to something you can't commit to. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you guys take care. It's a warm day. Really, a little bit of wind, a cool wind. Not too bad in Missouri. Not too bad. I love you guys. Take care. And like I said, my surgery is March 2nd. If you want to send me love notes on that day or after my surgery, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Talk to you later. Love you.